welcome back to Let's Talk Terror, where we celebrate all things spooky, even stories that make our youngest ghouls giggle. Today I'm chatting with author Naomi Fredette, whose stories Ellie the Skelly and Willow's Way bring Halloween spirit to life. Her children's books have rhymes, laughter, and just a touch of magic. From silly skeleton tricks to witchy wisdom, Naomi's books remind us that being spooky can also be sweet. Hello, Naomi. Thank you so much for coming to talk to me. Before we get into the meeting here, tell me a little about yourself. Tell me who you are, what you do day to day.
So I am Naomi Fredette. My day-to-day is momming. When I'm not a mother or a wife, I am a speech and language assistant and I work in public school. My go-to ages are preschool through upper elementary. That's really my sweet spot when they still believe in magic. So I like to bring a lot of that to the classroom.
What does a speech person do exactly?
So I'm a speech and language assistant. So I help the speech path by taking most of the caseload off of her hands. I provide all the therapy to the children by following their IEP goals, helping them build their language, vocabulary, articulation, maybe social communication, or our nonverbal users with AAC communication. And that way she can focus her work on testing, evaluations, writing IEPs. So we just like tag team it.
Okay. I've always wondered because, growing up, I was not one of the kids who needed to go to the speech therapist. And for us, it was kind of just like, oh, they can't say their R's. And like that was it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's like, oh, I guess you guys do a
But
lot
you're
more
like, oh,
than
you get to leave the classroom.
I know.
And I'm like, I leave the classroom. And like every time I go into a class to steal a child to come with me, all the other kids are like, well, can I come? I'm like, sorry guys, I know I'm super fun, but it's not
I
your turn.
know. I want to practice my language too.
Right. I'm like, we really just play games the whole time and I'm just listening and modeling as we go. So I
Yes.
try to keep it super fun.
So, that being said, with your whole background here, do you think that that has what shaped how you write your books at all?
Well, it's funny. I never thought that writing or becoming an author was going to be my life or my path. I actually had a college professor years and years and years ago. I was actually in a business degree, and we had to write this paper about international travels. And so I bullshitted the whole paper, the whole thing. I'm going to Germany and we're working on this and wrote the whole thing like a diary. And he was like, wow, you're a really good writer. And I was like, well, writing, lying, I feel like it's the same thing. So here's your paper, give me an A. And he was like, no, I really think you could write. And I'm like, cool. Fast forward 20 years, I have my daughter, she's 2 years old. She falls in love with a skeleton in her house. So I wrote Ellie the Skelly essentially for my daughter. It was just going to be, let me make a Shutterfly book and this will be my daughter's story. And then, I shared it with a couple people and they're like, no, it's actually really good. Like, I think you could do this. And then here I am 3 years later with another book published and a few more under my belt that are hoping to come out next year. So it's just wild how quickly it blossomed once I was like, no, let's shift into this. If we're going to do it, we're going to jump all in. And then I was like, wow, I really love this more than just being in the classroom.
Do you ever think that if you get to a point where you are able to leave the classroom, then you would?
I would love to.
I
And that sounds so
get it.
terrible.
I get
It
it.
sounds so terrible because it's like, it's not, it's not the kids. It's
Yeah.
totally the red tape of public education that really just takes the magic out of it. And that's where I like want to be. I love when I go to school and I'm doing an author visit versus walking into school as an employee. Like it's a completely different feeling. The way the kids interact with you is completely different. So it's like, wow, this is the sweet spot I didn't know I needed. I still want to be connected to the kids. I still want to be having that magic with them, but in a completely different way. So I think that's what will be the road from here on out.
Yeah, I totally get it. My mom is a retired teacher, and well, I was never a teacher. I did spend a few summers helping her in like summer school, and she had the science summer camp too. Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah.
It's not the kids, it's
It's
everything
not,
else.
it's everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love rules. I'm more of a ask for forgiveness and ask for permission kind of girl. So I find that a little bit tricky when you have,
Yeah.
all the politics of public education. So
Oh, yes, for
I
sure.
still try to like ride my own wave and try to keep things super fun for the kids, but still follow the rules.
And I'm sure you are their saving grace, to be honest. I'm sure you
I
are.
try to bring it. And I do even like my hardest kids by the end of our time together, like, I really enjoyed this. And I'm like, good, because on day one you told me I wasn't fun. And look at us now, besties.
And I'm here to prove you wrong. I am fun.
I'm like, I will prove that speech can be fun. So just give me a week to figure out what you like.
And what it turns out they like is Ellie the Skelly. So let's just
It
move right
sure
into that.
is.
Let's move right into that. So tell me, what is Ellie the Skelly? What is the story?
So Skelly, Ellie the Skelly, is a skeleton who comes to life with the help of the witches. And every night she creeps around the house and she might trick the children or she might treat the children. But the children can't touch her bones or the witches will cast her to stone and the spell will be broken. So I wrote this for my daughter when she was 2. And when they're 2, they trick or treat to one house and they're like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm over it. And I'm like, I have waited. I have waited all year to trick or treat for you, and we're done. Like we can't be done after one house. So I was like, how can I take that nostalgic Halloween feel of Halloween night and just kind of slow trickle it through the month for the littles? And that's kind of where Ellie the Skelly came to life. I mean, strictly for my own daughter, but then now that she's out and we've sold over 1,500 copies in 2 Halloweens, that feels really good. So I'm like, okay, kids do love Skelly and they are relating with her and they are, fully engulfed in the magic. So I'm like, I love this.
Yes, yes. Now, Ellie the Skelly is both spooky and silly, and it seems like there's a little bit of a balancing act that you have to do because you want Halloween to be fun, really something that's easy to get into, but you also want to retain some of that, like okay, it's still Halloween, it can still
Hmm.
be a little bit not scary, but
We like to call it spooky fun.
yeah,
So that's what we call in our house spooky fun because Halloween can be super overwhelming, overstimulating, especially 2025 Halloween.
yeah.
If you think about Halloween when we were kids, the scariest thing you saw all night was a CVS ghost vibrating on a
Yes.
front porch, right? Like a motion activated ghost was the scariest thing you saw in the late 90s. So, our kids are seeing a 12-foot skeleton, an animatronic Jack skeleton,
Oh yes.
ghosts that look like they're flying through the sky. That's overwhelming to even a child who's not neurodiverse. So, having a child who is neurodiverse and working with that population, I said, how can we make them love Halloween and not be afraid of it? So that's where I was like, you know what, we need something geared towards the younger kiddos and the kiddos that have more of those neurodiverse tendencies to get overstimulated. So what can I do? So I wrote Skelly, and that's where we found the balance between fun and spooky. Like, let's be super silly, but like there's still ghosts and goblins and kind of obscure looking characters in the story. And like you'll see in the book, Skelly comes out of the TV. So there's like little pieces of horror history kind of thrown in there that the kids don't know. But as a parent, maybe you're like, oh, why is Skelly coming out of the TV? What movie was that from? So
Yes, I love
it's a
it.
fine balancing act.
I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad that you're at least attempting this balancing act because I'm a mom too. I have a 5-year-old, and when I was pregnant, I love Halloween so much. And I'm a scary girl. I'm a spooky girl, but I know that like you can't just throw your kid right into the deep end with
We're
you.
not watching Scream at 3, you
We're
know?
not watching Scream at 3, maybe when they're a newborn and they won't remember, but like not when they're
Exactly.
3, not when they're 5. And I found it hard to find things that were not not too childish.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that there are books like this that are, it's It's a good place, right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the
It's
middle.
it's enough for me and it's enough for him and we're both having fun and it's
Yeah,
just a spooky time and I love it.
I
Now
love that too.
it's my understanding that Ellie the Skelly is a rhyming book.
It does rhyme.
Oh, I love it. I love me a good rhyme. Do you find that is that like a speech therapy technique that you use? Or is it just I'm gonna make it fun and I'm gonna make it rhyme?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both. So rhyming obviously helps build your language and your vocab and your phonological awareness. But when you're a reader to a child, I find that they are more engaged when it's a rhyming story
Yes.
or that it's a silly story. So I knew writing Skelly what kids were engaged with when I read to them just through like a regular speech session. And I'm like, okay, well, these basic books, they're not engaging and they're not looking at the illustrations. They're not even looking at me, let alone the book. So, okay, don't do these things. So I had a lot of examples of what not to do when writing. So it kind of came easy. I literally wrote the book at my desk during a student absence. So it all happened at my desk and my speech path I worked with was like, "Did you just write an entire book at your desk?" It's like,
Yeah,
well,
I did.
yeah, I had two kids back to back absent, so that gave me an hour. And I have ADHD, so I'm either all in or I'm all out. And today was an all in day, so I have a book in my hand now. So
Time well spent.
time well spent. Yes.
Do you have a specific favorite moment from Ellie the Skelly? Favorite part of the story?
Favorite part of the story. My not my favorite part of the story, but the part of the story that the kids always get the most out of is when she says, "Will I leave you a chocolate bar or scatter your underwear across the yard?" And you say underwear, and kids automatically are like, "Oh, it's
Oh,
a little
yes.
taboo. It's super silly. Oh my God, the skeleton's going to scatter my underwear across the yard." Like, what? So that always gets the giggles, and that always gets me like super into it because they're so engaged.
Yeah. My son, one of his favorite books right now is No One Likes a Fart. So we're in it. We're in it with
We
the
are in it too. One of our favorites was Almost Everybody Farts.
Oh my God.
Moms do not.
No, they don't.
Moms do not. It's the
Well,
funniest book
I
if you
don't
ever
know. I
read it.
guess I'm not a mom then, because
Well, in the book, she ends up being behind the door.
oh,
We're like,
that's
oh,
funny.
someone's farting behind the door. So at least we're polite about it, unlike the
Gosh,
fathers.
I love it. I love it. So you have another book too, Willow's Way.
Yes, Willow's Way came out just this September.
Ooh, yay.
Yay, brand new, hot off the press.
Tell me about it. What's the story?
So Willow is a young witch who is about to come into her power. It's Hallows Eve. She wakes up super excited, like today's the day. And then as she's gathering everything she thinks she needs and goes to leave the house, all of her elders start telling her what to do. They kind of pause in their tracks, like, that can't be all you're bringing. So mother chimes in, grandmother tells her what to do, Aunt Mildred throws some more in the mix. And then, of course, her older sister's like, well, you should write this down. So when she leaves the house, she has this giant bag, her spell book, everything. She gets to the woods and obviously everything's failing. So it's not until she kicks the cauldron out of the page, rips the spell book, and starts singing her own song that she then flies away on her broomstick because she had the magic all along. She just had to trust herself.
Good for her. Good
Yeah.
for her. I what I like about the idea about Willow's Way is that a lot of these books now for kids have that component that it's like you can be confident, you can do all this stuff, like you're good to go. Because when we were growing up, that was not that was not a
That's
thing.
not, that was not it.
And I know a lot of people like me, like I even today, like I'm such a shy person. I will not like that's why I do this online, so I don't have to meet people in person.
Yes.
It's like, man, I could have used one of them books. So I'm glad that you're incorporating some of these ideas in there. Was that like part of your process in making this story, or was it just like, I'm gonna write a story about a witch who finds her own way?
Well, I'm a little bit of both. So I was a child who also didn't talk to anybody, wouldn't ask for a lollipop at the bank, like, don't even make eye contact with me. I will not smile. I will not engage. I
Yes.
was I was a very quiet child. Um, So it's weird that I'm in the communication field now and like love
Yes.
people. It was like a 180. Um, but the story of Willow is actually a story about motherhood. So no child wants to read about being pregnant, right?
Yeah.
But the second you get pregnant, everyone you know, and even the people you don't know, start telling you, oh, you need this. Oh, you should do that. You know
Yes.
what? This worked for me. And you're like, but I didn't ask. I didn't ask you. Like, I literally just found out I'm pregnant and now you're telling me how to mother. So that was the inspiration to the story. But how can I make this silly and engaging for children? Let's make her a witch. So in motherhood, right, everyone tells you what to do, but once you have your child, you're going to mother in your own way. And it's going to be truly magical because you're doing it your way, not your mom's way, not your grandma's way, not your sister's way. You're doing it your own way. So that's essentially how that story came about, was motherhood.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. No 5-year-old wants to hear about pregnancy though.
Oh yeah. Well, I hope not. That's a whole
I mean,
other
my daughter's
problem.
very intrigued with all the questions and we talk about it, but most
Yeah, like
most children don't.
there's a way, but there's also like
Yes.
not a way at the same time.
Hmm. So we wrapped it up into some witchcraft.
Yeah. I love that. And it's witches and I love witches.
Yeah,
Yes, girl
same.
power.
Yes, yes. My husband's like, well, you know what? It'd be nice if you wrote a book that wasn't about Halloween. I said, yeah, that's cool, but
Yeah, I
might not
know.
happen.
What's wrong with Halloween?
I
Halloween
mean,
is
it would be nice if my book sold off season,
yeah.
but if not, I'll just cram it all into October like I do.
Well, there's always people like me who Halloween is year round. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So
um,
I feel like all of us alternative moms are coming out of
yes,
the woodwork now, and it's really refreshing to see. Like, oh wow, we're out in public now. Like, we're not taboo anymore.
I
We're just
know.
like we're
Thank
taking
God.
over. Like even Valentine's Day, we're seeing Halloween intertwined, and I was like, okay, I see you. I see what we're doing
Yes.
here.
It's Halloween.
Halloween, yes, we celebrate Halloween at our house. My daughter loves it.
See, we're not quite there yet. I'm still in a realm of no, even though it's February, it's still like October Halloween because
It's
October is year
October.
round.
It's the day after October. I'm in my
Yes.
October hangover. Thank you.
Many horror and Halloween fans grew up with, at the very least, slightly spooky stories, maybe a little bit too spooky. Were you one of those kids as well? I'm assuming yes.
You assumed wrong. I was a scaredy cat.
What?
I terrified of everything. Like I think that went along with how shy I was. I was also terrified of everything. And there's this one story that just sticks out in my mind. We were campers, right? We camped all summer in the summer times growing up. And it was, I don't know, probably late 90s, early 2000s. I was young. And it was Halloween in July at the campground. So you got to trick or treat camper to camper. Like, how fun is that, right? You don't have to walk
Yeah.
far. And I was super excited, all dressed up. I can't remember what I was. It's that traumatic. And, I'm probably 4 or 5 campers deep into trick or treating. And this guy just looks like a normal guy. Like he's got his slacks on, he's reading the newspaper. You don't think anything of it, right? And he's got the candy bowl next to him. And he just pulled the classic drop the paper. I've got a wolf mask on. Did a little jump scare. I think I like dropped my candy, ran back to my camper crying, could not leave my camper. My dad was laughing his ass off, and the guy felt so bad that he had to come to our camper and apologize.
Oh
I was
no.
like, I cannot watch horror movies. I cannot do jump scares. I don't like haunted houses.
What?
I like nostalgic Halloween. I like
I
that. Like,
get
give me the
that.
glow, the orange glow. Give me the leaves. Give me the jack-o'-lanterns. Give me some skeletons, but don't jump at me.
Okay, I get that. I get when people you can either be a Halloween person or a horror person or both. So I guess you're just a
I'm
Halloween.
straight Halloween, no horror.
Okay. I'm definitely both. See, I was shy, but I was not very scared, I should
So
say.
I didn't read like the Goosebumps or any of that. Like I was always intrigued with like Ouija boards and
Oh
witches and ghosts, but like I would have befriended a ghost before I was going to watch something scary. So I was more into like Roald Dahl and those weird
Okay.
kind of eccentric stories than I
Yeah.
was into like scary stories. Like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Just the theme song would make me cry.
Yeah, to be honest, it
As
is
soon as the match
frightening.
came up, I was like crying in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And my mom would
E-
have to change the channel.
Even to this day, it's still a little bit like, we
I
just
mean,
don't
even
watch this.
unsolved mysteries scared me as a child.
Well, yes, of course.
There was an episode about Sasquatch and it scarred me. Scarred, scarred.
What is your process for writing your stories?
Um,
Or is it just, I
well,
have free time, so I'm just gonna write?
oh God, no. It never, if I try to sit down and write, it won't come to me. It's like this weird thing. And one of the students in one of my virtual readings, I did a Zoom reading out to Colorado, which was super exciting. I met the teacher in Salem at the Haunted Happenings. She bought the book. I signed it for her class. And I said, I will do one better than signing a book for your class. I said, let me Zoom to them and read to them. So we did that. And one of these second graders was like, how do you rhyme so good? I was like, that is a really great question. I said, this is going to sound really weird to you. And the kid's like, oh, what? And I was like, I don't hear the words in my head. I hear a beat in my head. Like,
Oh,
ba, 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 ba. And then I try to fill in those ba, bas with words that have those syllables that'll match the beat. And he was looking at me. I'm like, I know that sounds weird, but if I sat down and was like, let me come up with the words, that's not how it comes. So it's like, as I'm falling asleep at night, I'll hear the beat and then the words come to me. And my husband's like, it's 11:30 and you're grabbing your phone. I'm like, but the line just came.
right. I
So
have to
most of the
write it.
time, yeah, even though Skelly was written really quickly at my desk, Willow came in a slow progression of, I mean, some of the lines came to me in the shower. Some of them came to me while I was, autopilot driving, and I would like try to talk to text them into my phone, and then it wouldn't get my weird miggity mutt. I'm like, okay, that's auto correcting my whole line. What was I even trying to say in the phone? So the writing process is just super weird. I'm not like, let me sit down today. I have 5 minutes. It's whenever it hits me, and then I just have to ride the wave.
I'm not quite like that with my writing. Now, of course, I don't write books. I am a journalist. I
Okay.
have a journalism background, so it's a little bit different
A
type
little
of writing.
different. Yeah.
Uh, but for me, it's if I'm watching a movie or if I'm reading a book, I will get one or two sentences that are solid. I will absolutely use each and every word. And at the end of it, I'll go back and fit everything together somehow. I will connect them in some way,
Yep.
shape, or form. Wow, it's almost like you're a rapper.
I know. So thug. Straight from New Hampshire, from the woods.
My name is Ellie the Skelly, and I'm here to say.
Okay. I did maybe come up with a song for her that my
No.
husband laughed at. I was like, I feel like this could really work.
Hey, you
Like,
know,
how you see the rappers like rapping Dr. Seuss?
yes, yes.
I need to find some indie rapper and be like, let's do this.
Do it. Please do it.
Right? Like,
Sell it. Sell
that's
a cassette tape along with Ellie the Skelly.
what I'm
Do it.
saying with the pencil in case you have to wind it up.
Yes, people will eat that up. We're all going back to cassettes.
I know. I need to just jump on. Right tonight I'm Googling New Hampshire rappers.
Yes.
I'm
I'm sure
gonna
there's
find,
at
I'm gonna
least
find them.
one.
There's gotta be
There's
one
there's
that
got to
just
be
wants to make
one.
this bad music video with me.
Do you have any advice for parents or other teachers in terms of storytelling and helping kids learn?
Oof. Learning how
Or do
to
you
tell their
not?
own story.
Yeah,
How,
or whatever they're teaching, their own stories, whatever they're teaching. Do you have any kind of advice for anyone who might be interested in doing what you do?
I just tell them to just believe in themselves and whatever it is that you enjoy, that's where you're going to find the magic in your writing. Because if you're writing about something you're not passionate about or something you don't care about, you're not going to write anything good about it.
Yeah.
Right. Like when I wrote that paper on my fake business trip 20 years ago, I was like, well, I don't want to write about my business itinerary. I want to write about what I did in Germany while I was on this fake trip. So I wrote it as a journal and then just put in like, oh, today I went to this factory. But the whole story of itself was like my travel diary. So it's like, how can I take this really shitty paper I have to write and make it more intriguing for myself so I want to write it? So it's like telling teachers and other students, like, you have to find what you love and what you're passionate about and turn that into your writing. Because if you don't care, it's not going to happen.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Find that sweet spot.
Yes. Can we expect to see more about Ellie the Skelly or Willow? Are they going to have continuing stories, or are you going to start making like, oh, there's a whole menagerie of
All
creatures
the
and beings
characters.
here?
So I went two ways. When I first started writing, I kind of thought for a minute, like, okay, Skelly's super fun and silly, but I work in the education and social emotional learning is this big black hole, right? Like we're not giving kids enough of that. So I thought, oh, what if I did a whole social emotional series? Like Frankie has anger issues and Ghosty's got anxiety, and you have all these Halloween characters, but they have their own, social emotional learning that they need to do
Yeah.
in their story. So I wrote a few of those, like, but then I was like, oh, that feels watered down now. Like I feel like everyone's into social emotional learning, which is great, but it also is like, remember when being a kid was just fun?
Yeah.
Remember when the stories were just fun and there was no super deep meaning to it? It was just like Roald Dahl's weird story. Had nothing to do with anything, but it was weird and it really intrigued me. So that's where these two kind of came along. Like, yeah, Willow has a deeper meaning, but Skelly's super silly. So I think because the kids are in love with Skelly, that she's going to get a sequel.
Oh, yay.
And she might already be at the beta readers right now. The illustrator agreed to come back on board. So now it's just a matter of, am I crazy enough to make this release before next Halloween?
And this is where the rapper comes in.
This is where I need the wrapper. I need to blow myself up before I need to get the funds. I will never run another Kickstarter in my life. So I need to figure out the logistics of how am I going to fund this? Because essentially I'd have to order it by April to have it by Halloween.
Yeah, yeah.
So that gives me like 2 months
You got this. I believe in you.
in the bag, in the bag.
You got
Nothing
this.
but net. We're going to do that.
In the meantime, where can readers find your work?
So they can find both of my stories on jinxinkspublishing.com or ellietheskelly.com. They can also, if they're traveling down to Salem, Massachusetts, they can find it in the Lost Library. If they're in New Hampshire, they can find it at Bookery. And then in the meantime, if you have super fun indie bookstores that you love, slide into my DMs. Tell me where you like to buy your books so I can start marketing to those places too.
Thank you so much to Naomi for coming on Let's Talk Terror to talk with me. Ellie the Skelly and Willow's Way are perfect for little readers who love the Halloween season, but not just for them, it's for their parents who want something that's fun and empowering and magical. I'll leave a link in the description where you can find her very spooky stories. Be sure to give her a follow for more magical tales, and until next time, be kind, be creepy, and stay spooky.